All right, guys, we're going to show you a little bit of a 7 and a 2 and a 5. We're doing pad work every day, bag work of different varieties every day, and you need to be doing it too. On top of, we just show you a little bit of what we do with the other stuff, but keep in mind, I'm not going to be able to get this 5 up here, and it's the Willis bag system, so we're going to do a 7, 2, and a 5, but I'm not going to be able to get this thing up that quick. I'm damn near 100.
Ready?
Yeah. All right. There you go. I got up on you and you're just able to tighten it up a little bit. All right, good job. All right, 7, 2, 5. Again, I'm not having a good day. He's having a good day. The pad man's not. But we're going to do the 7, 2, and the 5 again. I'm going to try to get up on him more, leaning back some so I don't get popped here.
Ready?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that last one was a lot better. See, I can't get like this for him to really get a hook in or uppercut, but it's kind of between an uppercut and a cross on that, on the 5. And again, we're going by the Willis bag system, so Mike Tyson, Tommy Morrison, Floyd Patterson, Jose Torres, they use this system. And countless other guys, plenty of other guys. Everybody that worked with Teddy Atlas used it, and Kevin Rooney, as well as Custody Amato and several other guys. So. And see what he's doing? He's getting over here. He's getting ready to bang with something else. Gets over there, don't like what he sees. If the guy goes with him, he's going to come back over here. Always trying to get an angle on the other guy and beat the crap out of guys. Every punch we're throwing, we throw with some authority. He's holding back on here because I'm his old man with these pads. But if we get back to the U.S. and get to working around with some guys that can, younger fellas that can do some pad work, you're going to see him open up a lot more, and I damn sure feel sorry for everybody when we get back. And see what's going on? He's moving. That head's moving, that body's moving, and that's what you got to do. That's what we don't see a lot of. And Boots Enos, as great as he was the other night, he needs to improve a little bit more on the head movement. Just needs to move more. And the other guy, what was that guy's name? Zayas or whatever? That guy, he'd come in and boom and throw punches and come back. He stayed flat-footed the whole fight. And he got tore up for it. And he wasn't really moving his head a whole lot. I have to work on this with Joe too, because although we fight a different style, he's still young yet. He's just 17, but so we're still in progress. But Joe, like Boots Enos, will walk right through punches to get to the target, or at least the way he did in that fight we had. I guess that fight was this past weekend, and African Americans were my heroes growing up in the boxing. We owned boxing, and we don't own it no more. But we got some sheds of glorious light with Bud Crawford, Boots Enos, and who's the other guy? There's another guy, another black guy. I've left somebody out, but I'm not talking about who's the little short guy?
Okay.
No, I'm not talking about Tank Davis. He's not one of our glorious ones, in or out of the ring. But I'm leaving a guy out here, and maybe one of y'all can put down who this guy is in the comment section. But we have 3 guys that are banging on it, and we love it. So
Can't remember his name, but I think Stevenson is in it. Can't remember. No.
here, I'm gonna 7, and then bam, and then bam.
With a hook or uppercut?
Hooks, both hooks. So we're gonna do a 7 and a 3 and a 4, or a 4 and 3, or that'd be a 4 and a 3. 7, 4, 3. So we'll go bam, bam, bam. All right, and then be moving when you're done. There you go. There you go. And notice how I'm pulling back, because he's always moving forward. When I tell him stand still, he can't do it, and I don't want him doing it. So we're going forward. And another thing you'll notice with us, he's not fighting like this. He's not getting more of that side angle. And there's different philosophies in this sport. And sometimes you get into a gym, they're telling you to do the same thing all the time. Everybody's one size fits all, and we don't do that. I got Joe Moore squared up because he got the power to do it. So we got a style that he's using, kind of a cross between Joe Frazier, Mike Tyson, Tommy Morrison, and Floyd Patterson, for example. There's a 1-2, so bam, bam.
Oh, like that?
Yeah, straights, yeah. Crosses. A 1-2, we're gonna, so slow motion. 1, 2, yeah. All right. All right, guys. Joe's gonna do a bicep and forearm workout, and almost immediately is going to move on to the 17 muscle workout, and then almost immediately after that is going to move on to a back workout. So we're using low weight, and this is all about work rate right here. It'll build strength with you. It won't build your muscles up so bad you can't breathe in the ring. But it'll give you a concrete foundation. All this step after step. Sometimes he'll do like biceps, forearms, do 1 set, and then immediately move on to the next thing. He's going to do about 3 sets with these bicep and forearm work, then move on to the 17 muscle or 17 point workout, and then he's going to finish up with a back workout. And then I'm going to be talking and giving my 2 cents as normal. I want to encourage you all, us older adults in this sport that have been refusing to conform to the will of this world. We're all thinking the same. It don't make no difference if you're black, white, Spanish, Spanish-Indian mix, Chinese, Japanese, or whatever you are. We're all thinking the same when we're Christians. And this is typically just the older generation. So I'm gonna mention a guy that if you're a younger boxer, you should go watch, because you need these attitudes. You need to hear us older trainers and boxers talking to you. You don't need a 30-something year-old guy to be the wherewithal of who you are and try to teach you the ways, because that ain't gonna work out too well. You get up in your mid-50s, I say 50 years old or older, you got some people that grew up in a different time-space theorem. We didn't grow up in this hogwash today. And so I want to mention this guy. If you go over to Facebook, look up Ghetto Gregory Towns. Former very great amateur and professional boxer. Go look him up. What he's saying from an African American perspective, the same thing I'm saying from a white perspective. But we're both saying the same damn things on our own race and on other races. We're all speaking the same language, and we're all saying the same things. We're saying the same things about the condition of the church today, the condition of manhood today, which is virtually non-existent. Those of you who are young who think you men have no idea what cloth your older generation is cut from. And I tell guys all the time, we're going to be up in the U.S. soon, and it ain't going to be like Latinoville down here in Colombia or in Panama that we've experienced, or out of the Venezuelans. You're going to have to tote the whoopings that are coming your way up there in the U.S. They've excluded us because we're too violent and rough for them in boxing. Up there, in the U.S., you're going to have to deal with us. And Joe's cut from a different cloth. He's being raised by a guy who was raised by a guy who was brought up in the 1930s. There's no effing around up in here with us. And we're going to be in a town near you in the U.S., and you're going to get knocked out. Your favorite guy that's walking around with a pocketbook in the latest fashion of the day, he's going to get his ass knocked out. That's how this process is going to work. I'm old enough, I know what I see. See, anyway, if you want to listen to him, Greg Towns on YouTube is Punching Bag Skunk. If you look up the Punching Bag Skunk. And we're all saying the same stuff. Those of us who have not conformed to the will of this world as we've aged, which many of us have. I sit and listen to people, some of these old timers, and you listen to them today, and what they were saying 30 years ago is a completely different thing. They are conforming to this weak world. And folks like Greg Towns are not conforming to this weak world. We're not doing it, you know. We're just not doing it. We know the difference between male and female. We know the difference between a man and a boy. We know the difference. And let me tell you something. His nickname is Ghetto Greg. And he ain't from the ghetto that some of you Weisenheimers that's on the streets of Baltimore or New York that you're from. He's from the real ghetto, which really existed back in yesteryear. In other words, he come up on a hard side of the damn tracks. And none of you today that's coming up on the streets know what the hard side of the tracks are. Unfortunately for Joe, he knows 2 or 3 times a damn month, he's in a fight in the park you see out that door and out that window there in the background, beating up muggers, beating up people with knives, disarming them, and beating the shit out of people. That's the world Joe grew up in. The likes of which you ain't seeing on the streets of Baltimore. What you're seeing there or in New York or these other contemporary ghetto places, which have nothing to do with ghetto Greg Towns, who is real, come from the real ghetto. What you're seeing is a bunch of effeminate, highly emotional men that fly off at the handle because they ain't had a man around to rear them, and and if they're in boxing, haven't went to a gym where the trainers or coaches or whatever the teachers, what the hell ever you want to call it, it's a trainer, by the way, to all you young people. You get up in these boxing gyms and they're not making men out of you young fellas, and it's a damn cotton picking shame. I don't like it. I don't cotton to it. And I grew up in a generation, all our heroes were African Americans in boxing. That's all we had. And we didn't need nothing else because we were the best. America was simply the best. And today, what do you get? You want to go get the weakest boxing? Go pick out. And let me explain to you how this is going to work. Joe and I are going back. We're going to be in North Carolina. We're going to go to Durham and beat everybody in Durham up in the ghetto, in the white trash bar fighting white rednecks, the ghetto, which ain't the real ghetto anymore, in Durham, Greensboro, Charlotte, Fayetteville, and everywhere else in between where anybody will give us a challenge. And that's what's going to happen. And then when we're done there, we're going to mosey up to Harlem and we're going to beat the hell out of everybody there. And we're going to show you. See? We're going to show you. Joe, who's the fighters you look at? Larry Holmes, right?
The fighters I look at?
Heroes are yours.
Yeah.
Larry Holmes. You got a white guy here or there in it, don't you? Tom,
Latino.
And a Latino somewhere. You got Morrison. Yeah, I mean, you got some guys in there. You like Jerry Cooney, but Mike Tyson, Floyd Patterson, Joe Louis, and on and on. He likes Marciano, Italian.
But most of them are blacks.
It's all blacks, yeah. It's just a small percentage, right? And Joe tells me every day, you know what? These guys don't stand a chance up there in the U.S. No more of a chance than they've stood in Latin America. And for those of you that don't know, newsflash to you if you ain't been hanging around this channel, we started out with him 12 years old. I take him into the gym. It's an MMA boxing gym in a rough place here in South America. What'd you do? They put you with the best guy. Now this was the first place, right? Mm-hmm. He gets in there. This guy's lightning fast. He's bigger. He's older than Joe. Joe whoops the guy's ass. So we end up moving and we go somewhere else. Then Joe, 23, 24-year-old Venezuelan professionals beating the hell out of you for 2 months.
Every week.
3 times a week. Joe's coming home bleeding every week. And then we progressed into league boxing, which would be amateur boxing here. Then what do they all tell us? You're too violent. He's too violent. They tell us.
Don't want to run the risk of somebody getting brain damage.
Brain damage. They won't start talking about hospital insurance and stuff like that. And then on top of that, so I'm thinking, well, they don't have, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds for him to fight. And I get it because he's a big boy. We work harder than anybody else around. And he's stronger than anybody. He's better. So I tell him, hey, you got some 25 or 30-year-olds, some former professionals? Yeah, we got them. Hey, can they get with him? Oh, no. Everybody's got a good mouth game, right? Have we backed up every single thing we've said? Is there any exception to that? We even go up. We're damn near 9,000 feet in elevation. We get right off a bus after a 14-hour bus trip. 15-hour bus trip. Up the mountain, down the mountain, up the mountain, down the mountain, up the mountain. We get out. We're sick, we're throwing up, we're nauseated, can't breathe because we're way higher than normal. I just told Joe, I said, just practice defense. Five guys, national champions now, and couldn't hold a candle to him. National champions. They try to hoodoo us because that's the new boxing thing, want to not tell you. So Joe's getting in there with these national champions, and they can't handle him, can't do nothing with him. We don't even know they're national champions, folks. Find out that way later. And still refuse to admit it because I videoed it and I put it up. And I'm, Joe, just work your defense. He's just working defense. He's catching some shots, but you look in there and you see he couldn't breathe. And we're not crying and whining about it. You got in there and fought anyway. Went a minute on, a minute off, a minute on, a minute off, rotating 5 damn champions. And you don't stand a chance up in the United States. Let me be clear with you. You do not stand a chance. I don't know. He thinks he can get down to like 168. I'm skeptical, very skeptical about that because he's sitting about 180, 185 right now. He's got very close to 200. He's got 201 pounds before, and it's been solid. But with some, a little bit of weight pull on there. But I'm telling you, there's nothing like him. So if you are at 168, if he can get down to it and wants to start there, you don't stand a chance at 168, 175, cruiserweight, or 220 plus. Your asses do not stand a chance. We've been working down here in sunny, rainy, helly Latin America. He's been fighting in these streets right down here in Latin America, which is way worse than anything you can come up with in the U.S. Granted, there ain't a lot of drive-bys, and that was the thing I was going to get to next, that Greg Towns was harping on today, and rightly so, that you guys think you're men, you want to pull and stick somebody, you want to pull a gun on somebody while you're in the safety of a car, or you over there across the street and got a lot of distance between you and the other guy, and you think you're a tough guy. You're a kindergarten baby is what you are. But ain't a damn one of you. I don't care what if you come up from white redneck bar fighting country or whatever you want to call it, or you coming from the streets of Baltimore itself. You don't stand a chance, man to man, face to face. You just don't stand it. The natural gift that Joe's got is a heavy ass punch. I mean a heavy ass punch. The other thing he's got is his work rate. And as long as he continues both, you might as well give up. And that's another thing. How many forfeits have we had here? 2 or 3?
3, yeah.
3 forfeits. He would go up when they would allow him in, beat the shit out of the first guy, the second and the third guy up. They all, oh God, my stomach's hurting. Oh, my ankle. And they don't want to fight. See? Because they're scared. And they are scared because they cannot utilize their emotional fear in a proper way to defend themselves. And that's something you guys has got to learn too. You're not going to get a bunch of candy and lollipops up around here. You're not going to do it. So, we're just telling you, we're forecasting the future. And we don't like woke and all this baby stuff with Boxing USA and the rest of it as well. We are not winning because of lack of young boys. We got plenty of boys that are willing to box. The thing is, we have few young men in the United States. And that's why our boxing is awful today. And you got a bunch of woke babies doing the training, the coddling. If you don't believe me, just go look at Boxing USA on YouTube. Go look them up. They changed their whole thing around on YouTube due to me. I explained to them, we're not going to win no medals, and we didn't win no medals. I explained to them and put them down like the dirty, rotten scoundrels they are for letting those young men down, and the woke judging that was going on, putting the wrong young fellas in the Olympics and other world-class events, like these boxing World Cups are holding and such. And what they focused on for a year and a half was baking, literal cooking stuff. And you'd have a little queer boy, you know, the ones with a haircut here and then everything like a bush out here, sitting there baking brownies with a woman boxer. Yeah, you're not going to get nowhere doing that. You know, it might help you get into a woke college, but it ain't going to win you a world championship nor gold medals. Well, how do you know that, Jim Allen? Jim Allen knows that because it's the fruits. We hadn't won anything since they've been woke. And when we come around, they don't want to deal with us, see. Don't want to deal with us. And I don't think amateur boxing other than Golden Gloves is going to even allow Joe in. I think that might be some of the same stuff going on there. I mean, the Golden Gloves are still kicking it on a little bit. Boxing USA sucks, and it will until Trump places me in charge of it, or Greg Towns in charge of it, or somebody like us running that program. Did you get your last biceps done? Mm-hmm. All right, sorry I started talking. See, I get to talking and I start interfering with Joe when we're filming here. That's why we don't show technicals on these videos, and what little bit that I do show you ain't the creme de la creme of what we do, because we don't want to show a lot of stuff. But the little bit of the actual work portion of some of these things that I do show is because I want to motivate your dumbass to dig deep for this sport. There ain't no, I look on, there's a pro boxer, he's a nice guy. I'm not going to name him. But he's on there, he's, a former ball player. He's on there, he's trying to search and get every little trick of the trade he can get down. He needs to get down. And see, nobody's getting at there. Everybody's looking for something quick and, easy fix, something to help me breathe better, something to help me move faster, something to help me do this, do that, when the work will help you do that. and it'll make you superior to any cheap tricks. A lot of people, well, you know, you need to be so humble, and you need to be this, and you need to be that. When we're dealing with our equals, trust me, we will be. And if you are our equals or better, you know, Joe's just 17, then, you know, you do your thing. I was fortunate. I'm not the end-all mastermind of this sport. I got to work with the trainers of Big John Tate, former WBA World Heavyweight Champion. Got to work around the U.S. Olympic team when they came to Charlotte for a brief amount of time. And I've got to work around a lot of good people, and people that went on that I don't even know today this worked with world champions. And I mean, it is what it is. But the work rate is the biggest foundational thing that you got to have. If you don't have the work rate, you can have all the natural ability in the world. It's not going to wheel you across that finish line.
This is so crazy. Can't even make bottles of water here in this country.
No, yeah, well. So, we're trying to motivate you, so don't get so offended. And if you are offended, I will tell you, man up and be offended. Don't run off from us. Keep coming back over here from time to time and take it, because you're going. If you take it the right way, as the way it's meant to be took, it's going to motivate you. It is going to motivate you. But I am very upset with the African American community and pro or amateur boxing. And you want to know why? Because black guys can't fight no more. That's why. And like we were saying before, those are our heroes. And we don't have no heroes no more. Now we got Bud Crawford, we got Boots, and there's a couple other people in there, and there's a couple other young and up-and-comers that are African Americans that I'm going to tell you, they're going to blow up like a full stick of dynamite on everybody, and y'all ain't going to know what's been coming. One of them's a little 125-pounder that's coming out of Greensboro, as a matter of fact, that's pro fighting. He's fighting at 125. He's lightweight. And that kid can hit like a ton of bricks. And if he can get his head together, and that just will remain to be seen, and he don't get all hooded out. He just got suspended for his last fight. I don't know why. I don't know if it was drug usage like pot or something else, or if it was PED usage or something else, but I don't know what happened. It could have been actions unbecoming or something. I don't know, but it kind of broke my faith in him. But the promotion put a big thing up about him. If we get to Greensboro and I get in that young man's vicinity, and we'll be going to his gym, rest assured. And I'll get up on him and try to talk some sense into him. I am an old black man. I am an old Latino. I am an old white man. I'm everything rolled up into one. So don't be offended. Got to get some decency, hard work ethic, and manly values back in boxing. And we need it in all sports. We need it back in the church. We need it at the workplace. We need it in the schoolhouses and the universities. We need it everywhere. So yes, young generation, the older generation gets mad. There's many things we dropped the ball on. Many things. But we ain't dropping the ball on a man being a man. And like I said, I was reared by a man that was reared in the early 30s. That was my daddy. And I got news for you, and I tell Joe every day. See, I was out here in these streets fighting too. Joe's seen me as an old man go dead on several people. It's a crazy thing to behold for those who can really get down with it. And there ain't nobody out here that can get down with it today. But I always tell Joe, I say, son, you know, if my daddy were in here, he'd slap the shit out of me and you. And Joe knows it. You wanna know why? He believes the truth. Ain't no generations getting better. I hear these damn fools out here saying, oh, what a basketball players, they ain't no better. No. The football players, hell, you don't even hit each other no more. You slide down on your knees. The basketball, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Larry Bird, or Bill Walton would have completely demolished this guy on the court. Would have knocked the shit out of him. He wouldn't have been a baby running around on the court dictating how everything's going to be and go, you see. Same with the damn football. See, y'all damn kids are going by statistical things that you don't have no idea what you're talking about. You're listening to damn fools on ESPN or Fox Sports, that big mouth Stephen A. Smith, or the other guy, the white guy that used to be with him. I don't even know who he is. And the other idiot that was the white guy that was with him after that. They're all a pack of idiots. And you got the last guy that was with him, I forget his name. He's over here doing boxing. You know, what'd they do? They were such genuine people that they let somebody that broke a guy's jaw and hurt him and knocked him out of boxing would have hit after a decision where he nailed the guy. And this dumbass's brother lets him go move in the apartment with him, and what does he do? He unalives him. And I'm like, yeah. And you got this guy talking about being the boxing guy for Ring Magazine. Come on, you're getting a load of bullshit out of anybody. Any day where you got Tim Bradley and that white fool up there dictating to the rest of you what boxing's about, you're in trouble if that's where you take your information from. And we're going to show you. We're going to show you why. Because we're going to get up there and we're not going to be fighting to get on interviews with these jackasses. I refuse to do it. It's not going to happen. We're going to go up there and take care of business. TCB. Ain't going to be a bunch of funny, laughy, giggly YouTube and Instagram videos with us. That's why nobody comes over here and watches, because it ain't kind, pleasant, and funny. And you know what? Y'all gonna find out that boxing ain't kind, pleasant, or funny. Ain't nothing hipster going on up in here with us. It's all about beating the crap out of everybody. And beat the crap out of everybody we're gonna do. You're gonna learn. And if you stand a chance, you better get your butt in shape. And your thoughts of what everybody's telling you is in shape, and what actually really is in shape, may be two totally separate planetary things. Just because you believe it in your mind don't make it the truth. Joe's 17 years old, and he's probably told 60 men, grown men, from 13 to this 17 years, after he's just whooped the snot out of them, you got beat up because you were not in shape, which is his good saying there. He'll say, don't take offense to it. I enjoy beating people up. And you got beat because you're not in shape. Well, I've been out here. We had one guy come up to us. How many times do y'all work out a day? I've been working out twice a day. I think I need to go to working out 3 times. Didn't help that boy one bit. Didn't help him one bit. And then he tried to cheat on us. And you know what Joe's reaction to it was? You come back in this gym again, and I'm going to beat the living hell out of you. And the boy didn't come back. Wisely so. He made a great decision there.
Okay, I think I'm done with this.
So that was a little bit of what we've done today. I don't even know if Joe feels like he's even got a real work here, really. But these little things that we do show you, apply them. And if you're anywhere, I'm going to say between 175 and 201, maybe plus, you're in the wrong business. You're going to be in the wrong business. You got to really, really apply yourself, get the psychology in your head right. And that's another thing that I'm going to finish up. There is nobody out there today under 55 years old that can remotely, psychologically get you prepared to be a champion in this sport today. And half of those over 55 have done conform to the will of this world and couldn't motivate a rooster to cockfight. So get your house in order. Get your house in order. All that being said in a rough talk, we love you. And we love practicing hard love, tough love you call it. We love doing that. And we want you to know Christ is King, Lord, and Savior up in here with us. And we hope He is up in where you are.